Let's go live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Advent of Code Day 15. Well, at least for me, it's morning. Happy whatever time zone. So yeah, Advent of Code Day 15. We're doing Lens Library today. I don't think I've changed anything majorly from yesterday that I need to go over. So yeah, let's just start with reading Day 15. Lens Library. The newly focused parabolic reflector dish is sending all of the collected light to a point on the side of yet another mountain, the largest mountain on Lava Island. As you approach the mountain, you find that the light is being collected by the wall of a large facility embedded in the mountainside. You find a door under a large sign that says Lava Production Facility, and next to it a smaller sign that says Danger. Personal protective equipment required beyond this point. As you step inside, you're immediately greeted by a somewhat panicked reindeer wearing goggles and a loosely fitting hard hat. Reindeer leads you to a shelf of goggles and hard hats. You quickly find some that fit. And then further into the facility, at one point, you pass a button with a faint snout marker and the label Push for Help. No wonder you were loaded into that trebuchet so quickly. And Amarte says, good morning. Thanks for joining the stream. Nice to have you. We're reading Day 15. Let's see, you pass through a final set of doors surrounded with even more warning signs and into what must be a room that collects all of the light from outside. As you admire the large assortment of lenses available to further focus the light, the reindeer brings you a book titled Initialization Manual. Hello. The book cheerfully begins, apparently unaware of the concerned reindeer reading over your shoulder. This procedure will let you bring the lava production facility online, all without burning or melting anything unintended. Wapaka says good morning. Well, good morning, Wapaka. You're from the WAC space, right? Nice of you to join. Nice to see you. If you don't know, Advent of Code is a daily programming challenge that runs from December 1st to December 25th. And you get a programming challenge in two parts. Part one is usually fairly simple to do, and then part two kicks it up quite considerably. And it's a yearly challenge that comes back every year, and I just really like to do this. I've been doing it since 2019, it goes back to 2015. And you can even go back and do the previous years as well. It all stays open. So if you're into programming, I can highly recommend this. And if you're into C#, I have a video on how to get started with some base classes and a helper that pulls in the input for you just to make it all easy. That's on my channel if you want to see it. So yeah, let me see. Without melting anything unattended. Before you begin, please be prepared to use the holiday ASCII string helper algorithm, Appendix 1A. You turn to Appendix 1A and the reindeer leans closer with interest. The hash algorithm is a way to turn any string of characters into a single number in the range of 0 to 255. Okay, we're gonna go hashing. And Wapaka says, yes, I'm from the WAC space. Nice to see you doing coding stream. Yeah, I really like coding. And there's actually a playlist going back. So if you want to share it with people, it's just nick.yt. And I have playlists for previous years and the current year. So if you like this stream, you can always go back and watch them. I'm trying to get up to 3,000 watch hours, and I'm, I think, 10% of the way. So if you just want to hear me talk all day, there's plenty of videos to go back to. Let's see. So we're doing a hashing algorithm here. Let's see how the hashing algorithm works. Determine the ASCII code for the current character of the string. Decrease the current value by the ASCII code you just determined, so that brings it to 0. Set the current value to itself, multiplied by 17. Set the current value to the remainder of dividing itself by 256. Okay, that's fine. After following these steps for each character in the string in order, the current value is the output of the hash algorithm. Okay, so find the result of the hash algorithm on the string. Okay, the current value starts at 0. Yes, it starts at 0. It's H, so that is 72. it increases to 72, multiplied by 17 becomes this, then you modulo 256 to 56 and it goes to A. Let's see, then it becomes 200, then 265. Okay, then modulo. Okay. So the result of the hashing algorithm is the hash 52. Okay. The initialization sequence, your puzzle input, is a comma-separated list of steps to start the lava production facility. Ignore new line characters when parsing the initialization sequence. To verify that your hash algorithm is working, the book offers the sum of the results of running the hash algorithm on each step. Okay. And then you add all of those up. Okay. Unfortunately, the reindeer has stolen the page containing the expected verification number. Is currently running around the facility with it excitedly. Run the hash algorithm on each step in the initialization sequence. What is the sum of the results? The initialization sequence is one long line. Be careful when copy pasting it. Okay, let me see. Sure. So this is comma separated. Sure. And looking at this input, you can also already predict like what part 2 will be, because there are like equals and minus, and I assume there's also like a plus. No, just equals and minus. So there will be a different meaning to this input, I'm sure of it. So let's see. So this will be the example. Let's start coding. And I will have to go back to the data here a few times probably. So what are you working on, Wapaka? 15. And Marte, did you already do the challenge for today? Only a programmer could say, that's a nice looking input. Yeah, that's an input only a mother could love. Or in this case, a programmer. Okay, let's say bool test is true. If test, we override the input. Input is this. Boom. Gonna take a shower, I'll tell you after my shower. Sure. Do you feel dirty after seeing the code? I haven't even started yet. Okay, let's see. Input dot split. And we will split these. Yeah, it's actually fine, right? String input equals this actually. So let's do it like this. Put it up here as always, prepared for the rest of the code. And now we need to have some numbers. It was times 17, I think, and then mod 256, right? Okay, so we do const int start value is 0. Let's call it factor. 17 mod is 256. That will just keep it in byte range, and then also readable characters. So yeah. So now we do byte, or actually char in this case. Hash string input. So we do for int I is 0, I smaller input length increment I. Int result is start value. So now we do input I, and I think we can just do this because it will have its value. Amarte says, EP done. I've also done day 12 at least and got it below 100 milliseconds on both day 12 and 30 on yesterday's part too. So I'm happy with today's morning. Nice, well done. It's always nice when you get nice progress. So I can do return char result. So we will also already know that it will be we already know that it will be in the char range once we're done. So we do result plus equals this. If result larger than mod, result is result mod. I'm not sure if the compiler actually does this check, so I'll just try to do a simple operation to prevent having to do a large operation. No, actually I need to do you add it and then you do it times 17, so you always have to mod. So this is stupid. I can just do this and then result times equals factor. This will ensure that it always goes over the value here, because ASCII in range will always be in like the 60s, etc. So it will be at least 65, and 65 times 17 is always above that value, so that is fine. And there might be like a shortcut to figure out. I should probably have a lookup table. So let me just do that. Dictionary int start val. No, like int factorized is new. So what we could do is if not try get value result out var new result, and we can do result is this, and then we do factorize that factor add result. No, we have haha. So I can do new result is result, and then I can do this, and then I can do add result comma new result, and then I can do result is new result like this, and then I do but this is actually fine. Else, no, I can always just do this actually like this. Why is it making this a gray? The highlighting here is weird for me. Actually, yes, I could actually do this. New result is this times factor, and just skip this one. Would it help to do present mod? Sure, I think this is fine. So now we cache all the values, so we don't have to do it every time. Not that it saves that much, because it's fairly simple, but who knows. Let's see. So we just run this now. So we do for each var input in inputs console.writeline. So, and then we get a blah becomes this. So we do input, and this is hash input. Let's make sure that we run today's problem. 15. Well, let's see what it spits out. Nice, I messed that up. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. So let's just step through it here. Actually, I can just do console.writeLine. Actually, that's right. Let's do write. We can just write result because that's a 0, which is fine. And then we do this result. So if I do this for the first one, then we should have our answers here. On the string, let's do it on hash here, because this is the test input. And let's do if test let's see. Let's see, 72. Then it goes to 200, 153, 72, 224, and then 52. Okay, so it works on that one. Let's also just, my problem was that I actually spit out hash codes and this just needs to be a byte. Let's just do it like this. Byte. I think this will spit out actually the answers that we want. Yes, so 30, 253, 97. I made the incorrect assumption that it would spit out printable ASCII. I was actually looking for the numbers. 47, 14, 180, 9, 197, 48, 214. Yeah, okay, so that is fine. Let's do the, and then I need to sum those. So do u long part 1 is 0l ul. And I know this will be too big, but it's generally a good practice to just do it. So yeah, let's do byte result byte hash. Let's do it like this, and we do hash is hash like this. And then we do like hash if test. Let's just conditionally print this out, and then we do part1 plus equals hash console.writeLine. This was actually pretty fast. Hash like this. Boom, 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 boom. And actually, I think I could probably even build this cache to have like a starting point with multiple, so that you can do even skips of multiple. This will be part 1. So we do part boom like this, and let's also just make this conditional if test. And what I could do is actually make this a built-in, like with the hash mark, so that it doesn't even compile when it's not in that mode. But it's fine. Okay, so that is part. Whoa, it's not the right answer. I was so confident. Your answer is too low. If you're stuck, make sure you're using the full input data. Okay. So yeah, let's do test. 1320. 1320. So that is interesting. Let's see, run the hash algorithm each step in the initialization sequence. What is the sum of the results? Oh wait, were there new lines in this one? They said that. No, there's no new line here. That is strange. That is strange. Good morning. Hey Sanko Software, good morning. Was this the same answer as I had just now? Let me just check. Whoa. Okay, so there's something wrong with the input. That's messed up. That is messed up. Okay, let me check. Debug.assert part 1 equals this. You messed up part 1. I missed yesterday's stream. Oh, luckily they are all on the channel, so if you go back to nick.yt under the live tab, all the videos of previous streams should still be there. So if you want to go back, you can always go back, but it's really nice to have people live and chat. So thank you for keeping me company. Let's see, part 2. First I want to actually fix this thing because I think there might be an issue here. Possibly a new line was added at the end of something. Yes, I think that is actually the case. So I should actually do trim. Oh. Or what I can do is 2 lines, and having this in here makes the editor go crazy. Dot select many. So this one should work. No, it doesn't. It's... Okay, is there something wrong with my input? Let's just put this here. I have the test still on, my bad. Test is true. I override it here, so that doesn't matter. But let's set a breakpoint here and actually look at what test is before we do this. Quick watch. So yes, there is a, I think, is there a new line there? $4,000 entries. The quick watch is gonna love this. Okay, let me just run till here so that it will actually be there. Let's see, false. Okay, okay, it works now. I still had to switch it. So yeah, I think the actual input there might have had a new line in there or something. So I had to clean it up here. So this ensures that I take away, because my 2 lines, it strips away all the carried returns and new lines that might exist, turns it into lines, and this select menu with the split, it just all morphs it back together. So okay, we got part 1 done and repeatable. Let's check part 2. You convince the reindeer to bring you the page. The page confirms your hash algorithm is working. Yay! The book goes on to describe a series of 256 boxes numbered 0 to 255. The boxes are arranged in a line starting from the point where the light enters the facility. The boxes have holes that allow the light to pass from one box to the next, all the way down the line. Okay. Inside each box there are several lens slots that will keep a lens correctly positioned to focus light passing through the box. The side of each box has a panel that opens to allow you to insert or remove lenses as necessary. Okay. But a nice start, nice. That part was easy. Yeah, it was very easy. The side of each box has a panel that opens. Yes. So along the wall, running parallel to the boxes, is a large library containing lenses organized by focal length, ranging from 1 to 9. The reindeer also brings you a small handheld label printer. Okay. The book goes on to explain how to perform each step in the initialization sequence, a process it calls the Holiday ASCII String Helper Manual Arrangement Procedure, or hash map for short. Each step begins with a sequence of letters that indicate the label of the lens on which the step operates. The result of running the hash algorithm on the label indicates the correct box for that step. The label will immediately be followed by a character that indicates the operation to be performed, either an equal sign or a dash. If the operator character is a dash, go to the relevant box and remove the lens with the given label if it is present in the box. Okay, so this is conditional. Then move any remaining lenses as far ahead in the box as they can go without changing their order. Don't quite get that yet, so we'll have to keep going. Filling any space made by removing the indicated lens. If no lens in that box has the given label, nothing happens. Okay. In the operation character, if is an equal sign, it will be followed by a number indicating the focal length of the lens that needs to go into the relevant box. Be sure to use the label marker to mark the lens with the label given in the beginning of the step so you can find it later. There are two possible situations. Okay, as I'm reading this, I'm not getting it yet, but that often happens, so you have to read through the whole thing, then go back, etc. So I will just keep going for now. If there is already a lens in the box with the same label, replace the old lens with the new lens. Remove the old lens and put the new lens in its place, not moving any other lenses in the box. If there's not already a lens in the box with the same label, add the lens to the box immediately behind any lenses already in the box. Don't move any of the other lenses when you do this. If there aren't any lenses in the box, the new lens goes all the way to the front of the box. Okay? Okay, after Rn equals 1, box 0, Rn 1, Cm minus, okay, because there is none, QP is 3, box 1 gets that, Cm is 2, okay, I still don't understand it, so I have to keep going. Yeah, I had a hard time understanding this at first. Yeah, that's why I said if you don't understand, the only thing you can do is just take it in, keep going, and it will click later. So for me right now, I'm reading this, I'm seeing what happens, because CM2, but why is it added here? So that may be due to how this is hashed, but I'll get to it later, it will be fine. So, add a lens. So QP minus, this one removes this one, okay. 4 adds this one into box 4. This one adds this one to box 4. 5 adds this one to box 3, I mean. Minus removes the first one out of that box, okay. 6 adds this one, 7 adds that. Okay, so let's see. We start in box 0, then we do a minus, then 3. We add a new, oh, so if it's above it, it just adds it after, I think. 2. No, okay. I will just keep, I'll have to go back and read it again. Actually, all 256 boxes are always present. Only the boxes that contain any lenses are shown here. Within each box, lenses are listed from front to back. So that's a stack. Actually, no, it's a queue because the first one gets removed again. No, the last one gets removed here. PC6, no, that's added. So when it's removed, it's the first one that goes out, right? So that means a queue. First in, first out. Where's the minus? Yeah. Let's see. QP minus. That removes that one. Okay, I have to go back to it. But here you can see the, okay, first one in, first one out. So that is good. FIFO. Let's see, to confirm that all the lenses are installed correctly, add up the focus power of all the lenses. The focusing power of a single lens is the result of multiplying together 1 plus the box number of the lens. So okay, you shift from 0 to 1 based again for the index of the boxes, that is fine. The slot number of the lens in the box, 1 for the first, is also 1 based, not 0 based. And then the focal length of the lens, okay. Okay. So now all I need to do is figure out, okay, this one starts at box 0, why does it do this on box 0? Same for this one, and this one does it for box 1, 1, 0, and then here it goes to 3. So I need to figure out what this, how this works again. Let's see. So each box has several lenses. Yeah, sure. Along the wall, blah blah blah. Each step begins with a sequence of letters that indicates the label of the lens on which the step operates. The result of running the hash algorithm on the label indicates the correct box for the step. Okay, so okay, yeah, I got it. And Wapaka is back and clean. Had a nice shower. So I'm still on Wax on Edge doing small front end and back end fixes. Then I will switch to studying Uniswap, smart order routing repo. It should take me the week. Yeah, sounds like it. This one is also very complicated. If you missed it, it's like I'm trying to figure out how this exactly works. But I've read it again, now with the understanding that I need to split this, because this is the operator, the middle part is the operator, this is the label. Hashing the label will give me the index of the box, and this will be the value. After that, I'll need to practice Solana to be able to build apps for this blockchain too. Yeah, I really like Wax, and I still need to build a lot of stuff on there, but it will be fun to check out other chains at some point, but I'm not there yet. Especially with all the troubles, but let's not get into that too much. I'll need to focus on this for now, just to keep my head a bit sane here. So yeah. So now we need to get a byte box ID, bool sign, this because it's either a equals or a minus, and then it will have a string label and then a byte value. Process string val. Okay. So first we need to split it into parts. So we'll have a string label, string char operation, and then int byte value equals val.split. So this will be either equals or minus. Split rate is, but this one will remove the 1. So let me see. It's more about being able to know how it works on on competing blockchains. Maybe I can get inspiration to bring to X. Yeah, it's always good to know, to have a broad understanding of all the spaces. This will be, then we'll have, this is funny. I need to actually, because my idea was I can split it, but I need to have the actual value that's split it in there as well. Let me think. Actually, this would be a regex. Regex parser. Let's const string label pattern is this. Basically, it's AZ plus, then followed by either a equals or a minus. This one needs to be escaped. An equals or a minus followed by a digit. So this one will be label. So I should probably const string label. And now I should not do this, and then I can do it like this. But I need to escape this one twice to make it work. So first we have a label, we have a operator, and we have a lens value. So we name all these captures. So we call this, and this one becomes the operator. Oh, come on. Operator, and then this one becomes come on, label pattern lens value. Okay. So we do regex label equals new, and then we do the label pattern comma regex options dot compiled. Yes, you can also do like include the start and end marker like this. So we do match m is label regex dot match val. If not, m dot success, throw a new argument exception, unable to parse as a valid instruction. This. So we test it. Otherwise, we do a return, and this is m.groups label pattern label value. Then we do m.groups label pattern operator value 0, and then we do m.groups label pattern lens value value, and we parse this as a byte. This becomes byte parse this, and then we have our data. Okay. Okay, I need to actually make this a bool, and I add the label as well. Why Why do I have box ID? Oh yeah, because I also still need to hash it. What does lens library do? Welcome Alper Capus. Oh man, that's a whole big name. We're doing Advent of Code. Let me pin the comment here. So I pinned the comment with the Advent of Code. It's a daily programming challenge that runs in December. And it does a new programming challenge each day, which comes in 2 parts. The first part was to implement a hashing algorithm, which we did. We solved the first part of the puzzle. The second part is a whole lot more complicated with all sets of rules that I'm implementing right now. So we have to parse this part of a string, where basically this is a label. This needs to be hashed with the original algorithm that we wrote. It will give us an index from 0 to 255. This one will indicate the operator, and this one will give us a lens ID between 1 and 9. So actually I could validate this even further by saying this will be 1 to 9, otherwise it won't be valid. So we need to do actually byte box ID equals hash the label. So we do string label equals, let's pull this one out. Alright. Bool assign is this one, so let's pull them all local. Assign. So let's make a constant for that as well. Const char assign operator equals this. Ah, it looks a bit complicated. Yes, it's very complicated. Because the difficulty ramps up, right? So if we go to, let's take the website here. If I go to stats, I think, you can see that over 200 and nearly 300,000 people joined in this challenge. And out of the people that did part 1, nearly 76,000 people only did part 1 of day 1. And then there are 210,000 people that finish both parts, and you can see that it drops off as things get harder and harder and harder. So for the day that has a high number in this area, it means that there was a very difficult part 2. So day 1 was hard, this one was easier, this one was hard, this one was a bit easier, this one was a lot harder, this one was very easy, pretty easy, this one was harder, this one was extremely easy, this one was very hard, this one was easy, this one was very hard, this one was okay, and today these are all okay. But as you can see, the amount of people that actually finish all of this, it drops off hard, right? So if you like programming and like to challenge yourself, I would also always suggest like do one of the easy days first, and even go back if you go to like the events button up here. Let me drop this in chat. You can go back to previous years. So as you can see, I've done previous years, but I haven't done them all yet, and I still need to finish some of the parts. But yeah, let's see. Nineberry, hey, good morning. Let's see, Nineberry says, I think your regex will not match because the steps with minus have no number at the end. Yeah, very good point. I was not there yet, but yeah, very good point. This one should be actually optional, this group. Thanks for calling it out. It would save me a few minutes later on. So here the assign would be, this one becomes the assign operator. So yeah, thanks Nineberry, and nice to see you here by the way. I hope I am at least somewhat entertaining. I know I don't match the captain's energy, but I do my best. Any advice for improving competitive programming skill at all? Okay, if you're at a level where you are already a confident programmer, I would say study up on some of the algorithms that are used. First, I would try to not be competitive and just go back to the old Advent of Codes and try a few of those challenges just to get comfortable, because you'll know the range of problems that you will see. There's like, there is game of life problems, there are pathfinding problems, so get familiar with BFS, DFS, A star, you know, all of those variants. Play with the priority queue, learn the traveling salesman problem. There was a year where we had Chinese remainder theory that was just a must. but that might be a bit too extreme. But like the greatest common divider and the smallest multiple of things. Those are all areas that will come back again and again. And as you will do these challenges, you will recognize them and maybe start writing some extensions. Like for me, I wrote a bunch of stuff that just helps me save time and not implement things over and over again. So like for yesterday, I have a function that just says, okay, map. And what does this thing do? It takes an array of strings, and then you pass it two chars, because in this case this is the map, right? And I want to have a sparse map. So we have two special characters here, and this function will just spit out a sparse map for those two kinds of things. So if you have to write that, it costs you a bunch of minutes. But if you know that you'll encounter things like that, you write a helper once and then it helps you. So whenever I encounter something new, I write a small helper function like this and add it to the back. So I will go back and refactor my solution and see, is there anything general here that I can use to save time on the next time? Because re-implementing the same thing usually isn't that fun. Nineberry says, I love listening to English with Dutch accent. Okay, happy to oblige. So yeah, to get better at competitive programming, if you really want to be competitive and do the attack the leaderboards, that probably means switching to a language like Python, because it's just more suitable to get all the speed there. So there are people like two people that I would recommend to watch. That is Jonathan Paulson. Actually, I can just go to app and go leaderboard, and he is number 3 here. He has a YouTube channel, and the other one is Beta Veros. Let me just grab this dude side here. They are extremely competent at competitive programming, and they will go back and show stuff as well. And there's also Neutrino, let's see, Hyperneutrino. They also have a YouTube channel, so if you Google that name, they have a video where they go back over their solutions, and you can learn so much from people like that. But for me, I think it's a very cool skill. I like seeing how they do stuff, but it's not the way that I have fun with this. I actually enjoy coding and taking a bit of time thinking about it, implementing it in a way that might be reusable as well. So also I couldn't do what they do. I'm just not wired like that, because if you go back in today's stream and you see me reading this, like I started reading part 2 and I got all the way to the bottom, and it's like I still have no idea what I need to do. I need to go back and read it again. And so like reading comprehension is also very, very important for stuff like this, because if you will look at a video of how people do it, they will just scan some of these words, look at the tests, and they will know what it's actually being asked. And that's a very good skill to have. I don't possess it. So yeah, let's go back to coding. Let's see what is in chat. Nineberry says, I used Excel, just sheets, no VB scripting to solve some of the puzzles. Ah, that's cool. Actually, yesterday, Captain Coder raided, let me see, I have it in my history, Bash Cop. Let me just put her channel here as well. It's pretty cool to see how she solves some of this stuff. She does it in Bash, and I was surprised to see how elegant or smart some of the things were that she did. So if you really like seeing how different people challenge and change this, I could recommend to watch her stuff too. She edits down the videos so that it's short to watch. Hey Luke, good morning. It's busy today. I don't think I've ever had this many people in chat watching at the same time. So thanks everybody for staying with me. So let's get back to the coding here. And thanks Nineberry for this. This would save me a bit of debugging later on. I probably would have caught it very soon, and I actually saw it, but it didn't register right away. So let's go on with parsing this. We have the label we have to assign, so we do byte box ID is hash of label. And this one is fine, so the result will then be box ID assign label, and then the byte value in the end will be dependent on, so I can do it like this. So we can do assign question mark, then we do this, and otherwise we do null. So this one should be able to parse these things out. Let me just also move these things to the top here. Alper says, what kind of project do you work on in your daily life? Are you mobile or a backend dev or other fields? I'm a C# developer, and currently I'm working on a few things. One of the things is porting old code to C#. Luke knows all about that. I work with him sometimes. And the other thing is I'm trying to set up a web hosting business. So I'm working on setting that up as well. So it's not quite ready yet, but yeah. So I just do programming for customers. And in the past, usually people end up on my doorstep when they have like a tough issue to solve, and that's really the kind of stuff that I like doing the most. Like if other people turn them down or had no clue, no idea how to do it, or if they say it's impossible, those are the kind of things that I like to do the most. So yeah, and I've been programming since I was 12, so over so long already. I'm coming up on 30 years of programming experience by now. So yeah. Let's see, we have this part. Let's start with the test input. Test is true. Yes, this is fine. You can reuse that. So for part 2. Ah, cool, he says. Okay. And I made Luke laugh. It's an inside joke. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. We don't know the answer for part 2 yet, so we can't do this. I don't even know the output there yet. This will be part 2. Since 12, yeah. It was actually like, it's a story for another time, because if I start talking now, I'll be talking and not coding for another hour. Did you have a computer at 12? Yes, yes. Okay, I'll tell the story anyways. When I was really young, and I don't remember how young, between 6 and 9 I think, we had like a government program that lets you buy a computer at home. So it's very cheap for you to buy a computer that way. And it was running DOS, and I think maybe Windows 3.11, I'm not sure, but at least DOS. And so I got my own 3.5 inch floppy disk drive to store and my own data. And my mom taught me, okay, these are the basic operations. This is how you create the file, how you write text to a file. This is how you delete the file, and this is how you format the disk to start over again. And one of those days early on, I wrote format C instead of format A. And back then, nobody knew how to put an operating system on the computer. So the big expensive computer went to the attic, never to be seen again, and Nick wasn't allowed near computers again. So yeah, that's how my computer adventure started. So then there were a few years where there were no computers inside. And then when I was 12, starting like the next level of school, they tried again and got a compact computer with Windows 95 on it. And yeah, I fell in love with that. It was like dial-up internet back then. And I bought computer magazines called Computer ID. And in the back of one of those magazines was like a small blurb, like unlock extra power on your computer, and it talked about the power pack that's included on the Windows CD. So back then, when you had your operating system CD, there was a CAD file on there, or a zip file, I don't remember, that's called Power Pack, and it had all sorts of power user utilities. And one of those utilities was QBasic, which is a very, very small programming language with just some basic features, hence the name. And I started downloading manuals, seeing how to program that, and I started programming with that, and I just fell in love with what you were able to do as a programmer with something like that. So yeah, that's how it got started for me. Ever since I started programming in QBasic, I just fell in love with being able to program. And from that day forward, it's like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I think that was really lucky because it gave me like an outlet where I would want to spend my time. And it's just really nice. I think it kept me away from doing some other bad stuff. So it just, all the time that I had, I would just spend programming, figuring stuff out. And yeah. So ever since I was 12, I knew what I wanted to do later on in life. So there are lots of people that are my age and still don't know what they want to do. So I was really happy that I found programming early on. Let's see, my first lines were in Basic on the PS2, but as a kid I wasn't able to do much. Okay. Just a second, I'm getting calls from my father-in-law. I'll just check it right now. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. Let's see. Amate says, hey, Basic, I started with that. C64, and then I played with Pascal, C, C++, and C#. Yeah, that adds some age to the to your name. Yeah, so yeah, I really like coding and I still love it and I still do it every day and I still learn. That's also important. Alpaca says, my first real computer was 15 years old and it was a Windows 98 without internet. I was sharing data using my 2G phone. I had maybe 40 KB per second. Well, we didn't even have mobile phones back then. Actually, it was just around the time that mobile phones started. So things like mobile internet didn't exist back then. So yeah, but it was fun. And having all those restrictions, actually, it's a lot of fun because I still remember, like, in the early days of dial-up, like taking 70 minutes to download a single MP3 song from Napster. So yeah, fun times. It really makes you appreciate like what Spotify, etc. does for you now. It's like if you would take the current state of streaming of content and told that to somebody in the 90s or even early 2000s, they would have thought you were crazy. Like, that's never gonna happen. So okay, back to the data here. So far, how do we call it? Process. Okay, we do var v is process input. Well, now what we want to do. Alright, let's just console that right line. Let's just dump this out. If test. Marte says, my first data transfer was when my friend got his PC to my place and we connected them via serial, no internet at all. Yeah, no modems for the win. Or was it the LTP port? I never did that. I once organized a LAN party in the early days, but I could talk about old computer stuff for so long. I always try to limit myself because once I start talking, I just keep going, just keep going. Let's see, we have p.boxid, then p.label, no, let's do that operation, assign, and let's just convert them back. Assign operator like this, just for now. And then we say lens, it becomes p.lens. Okay, this one should be lens actually. Lens ID, like this. I like that better than a value. We have something else. Luke says, IndyCar Racy, 2 PCs with a no modem cable and 256 colors. Yeah, I actually, my dad used to have this very old laptop with like the magenta and cyan colors, and I did test drive, like the original test drive on that. It's so weird. It's sometimes funny to experience it, because when I got the Windows 95 computers, I went to the city to buy some stuff, and I got Duke Nukem 3D and Leisure Suit Larry 6, I think. Those were my two first games that I bought for the PC, and yeah, Duke Nukem was still like a DOS game that ran in DOS modus. And I remember, like in early on, I had a friend with like a, I don't know if it was a Commodore or a VIC-20 or something, that had like those mini cassette tapes where the programs would be on, and we had simple maze games, etc. Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Let me think. We were going to write out this, so we need to know the box ID that we're targeting. If we assign it, oh yeah, the label here. So p dot label, operation this, like this, label blah, box ID blah. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, because I need to have this actually for test. Okay, it's okay. Okay. Let me just make it a literal here. Boom. Okay. So let's see if this compares to what it's doing here. So Rn, go to box 0, and we assign 1. Then Cm, box ID 0, minus, is that correct? What did the minus do? Let's see. If there is not already a lens in the box with the same label, add the lens to the box immediately behind any lenses already in the box. Oh no, this is for the, wait, what? This is the equals operator, sorry. Boom. If the operator is the dash, go to the relevant box and remove the lens with the given label. Okay. So it doesn't have a label, a lens with the label CN in that box, so it does nothing. Then we go to box 1, and we add CP. Okay, let me just rewrite this, just so that we can actually understand this a bit easier. If p.assign else. So this becomes go to box p.box ID, add lens blah if it doesn't have a lens with label yet. I think that's it, right? I need to check to make sure that what I'm saying is correct, so bear with me. Add lens. Boom. And this one becomes console.writeLine. Remove lens with label blah from box blah if it has a lens with label blah. Okay, so it's just labeled twice here, but so this at least should make it a bit readable that we understand what it is, and I just need to verify if there's other lands in the box with the same label, replace the old lands with the new lands. Remove the old lands and put the new lands in its place. Okay, swap in place, otherwise add to the back. Otherwise change lands value for existing label. Okay, so that is fine. So the operations becomes go to box 0, add lands 1. Fine. Yes. Remove lands with label CN from yes. Go to box 1, add lands 3. If it doesn't have a label with QP yet, okay. Go to box 0, add lands 2. Okay, so I think this is fine. And now we should probably just implement this. So here you see the swap from 9 to 7. Now I'm just wondering, I think dictionary, if you add them and then enumerate them, it will keep its order. I'm not 100% sure of that. I can try. Let's see, so the state machine becomes a dictionary of byte. And then we have a do we call it a queue? Yes, let's call it a queue of string, string label, byte, land ID, state is new, like this. If we go to assign, first we need to have box. For if state try get value p dot box ID out of our box. If it doesn't, we do state dot add box p dot box ID new blah. Is this too nasty to do it in line? I'll do it nice. So that I don't get comments from people that don't think they should do you shouldn't do that. Actually, I can just do this as well. Box is new. And actually I should initialize the oh no, this is already the queue, right? This is the queue element. Yes, so that is new, that is fine. And then we do if p assign I just write the general case here. I could duplicate the code and do in this side do one without a lot of checks, but I'll just write the general case here. If var match is p dot where x now box label equals p dot label, and it becomes first or default, actually first or default. If match label is p dot label, because we will get a default here, exists update lens. So this one becomes match dot lens ID equals p dot lens ID, and this might not update the reference here. I need to check this because I think it will be a value type because it's a tuple here. So I probably need to. Ah, that's annoying. I will have to check that. Inline initialization, temp variables, and link in one line of code that doesn't fit on 4K monitors. That's the way. Yeah. So I think this will be an issue, so I'll have to check this because I don't think it will update the reference because this one becomes a value. But let's see. Else, and this one becomes box.mq. This one be p.lensID, p.lensID.value, and this one p.label, like this. So. The thing is, I need to have the ordering, and I think if I make this a dictionary, I'm not sure if I can take off the first one. So yeah. Or maybe I should just have it, yeah. Let's just see if this works. Else. We always need to do this, by the way. Bool exists is so let's move these out. Like this. Okay. Same here. Else if exists. Otherwise, we don't need to do something. And now it's annoying that it's. I just probably need to make this a list. And now I can just actually just do, I could do index of actually, right? Let's do it this way. So now this one becomes like this, index of, I need to have an exact match there, so that won't work. I'm just thinking here. I wonder if dictionary would actually keep the order, and I'm not 100% sure of that. So let me just check that. I can just Google it. Does C# dictionary maintain order? Let's see. You should not expect a user to be maintaining order. Yeah. Okay. So that the only built-in dictionary that preserves order is an order dictionary. No, okay, that's not what we need either. So it should probably be this one. And then I need to find a different way to get the index of so how I could do that is that with indexes first or default x dot value dot label equals p dot label. Okay. And this one becomes a nullable. Shouldn't this work? Oh yeah, because it will be no. Ha. This is so annoying. I need to do first or like this. Var match is this. If match value dot label equals p dot label. Index is match dot index. Okay. Sheesh. Like this. If exists, then we get the index, and then I can do box index like this. Use of unassigned index. Come on. I already checked it this way. Index equals -1. Now the compiler is happy. What's the issue here? Why is it complaining? Cannot return modify the return value of because it's not a variable. Well, that's still that's annoying. Okay, that's what you get for having a value type here. Okay, now are you happy? Okay, solved. Value type, yes. Update length value, okay. Then we do this. Else if it exists, then we remove it. And that becomes a box dot remove at index. Right? Okay. Phew. Right line. Removing index blah from label like this, and this one becomes index. This is p dot box id, and let's just do this if test. Can do the same here. Adding bands. I can just do p dot label, p dot lens id dot value to box id, p dot box id. And now we can do changing from this to this for box of this, and this one will be box index dot length id. Okay, now we have all our cases worked out, so we can take away this test code to make it prettier. And I should probably do the like here. Just to make sure that it's readable. So the flow becomes adding arn1 to box 0. Sure, this one does nothing. That is fine. Adding qp3 to box 1. So no, what did it say? Adding qp to box 1, yes, that's correct. Adding CM2 to box 0, that's also correct. Removing index 0 from box 1 labeled QP, okay, that one is deleted here, that's also fine. Then adding PC4 to box 3, that is happening here, that is fine. OT9 to box 3 is also fine. Adding 5. Removing index 0 from box 3 labeled PC. Okay, yes, that is also fine. Adding PC6 to box, yes. Changing OT from 9 to 7 for box 3. Okay, I think we got there. I think this is fine. So now, let me just do something that writes out state, just because I like that. So we do void print state. Like this. We do for each come on, for each. I can't type for each to save my life. var entry, I can just s in state, and then we have the key value pair if s dot the value dot count large than 0 console.write line box. This will be s dot value for each var entry and s dot value dot like this. I can do. Actually, we can just do this, right? Dot select. Value. Yeah, so this key. Value. Oh. Like that. And then we can do a string.join. Can just do it in one line. String.join. Let's just separate them by space and do this. So in the end I can do print state right here. Okay, let me see. This is a key value pair. What is it not liking here? Value is a list. Ah yeah, this is, wait, state for each box, and then it has I need to dot value dot key value. My bad here. Value is a list of key pair pipe. Why is this? This is weird. Value is just the box values, right? Ah, I had S here and not X. Good morning. This becomes X dot label X dot lens ID. My bad. And this one needs to be key. So box 0. And I think is it okay? Yes. 0, AB, 6, okay. This is fine. Okay, so now we need to have the logic. So it will be box ID plus 1 times the index plus 1 times the label. Okay, so the value would actually be was it sum or multiply it there? Yeah, you need to add them up. Okay. No, not that one. So we do state dot sum x dot key plus 1 so it's x dot value dot select many these needs to be with index dot with indexes, and I can actually say start index is 1 here. Select okay. This one will be value dot lens ID times y dot index sum so we do long part 2 is this. Actually, you don't need to be a long okay, I'll just keep it. No, actually, let's just do it like this. Long to U long. Okay, this is a bit overzealous. Let's just make it a normal long. Doesn't need to be U long. And then we can just say part 2. And my code is wrong, so oh yeah, this needs to be times the index plus 1. This whole thing needs to be times times x dot key plus 1. Oh. 145, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Okay, this isn't, let's move this to the front so that you actually don't miss it when you do this. Times like this. But wouldn't matter because the right side is along, so that is fine. Okay. Let's run it against the real input. This false. Chat is quiet. How's everybody doing? Do you think I got it right? Let's see. Woohoo! Second gold star in the bag. So I'm sorry if this last part was a bit boring. Just me faffing around with the code, but yeah, it was pretty straightforward. I'm glad we got it. I should do some stretches, probably. Watching all that Captain Coder just gives me good ideas. Watching you code. What do you mean watching you code, Amartey? Working forever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will be doing that in a bit as well. So yeah, we got the second gold star and we're at 30 right now. So it's starting to take shape. Thank you, it's appreciated. So yeah, let's look at some code. You can share your code if you want here on the Discord. That's why keeping quiet. Yeah, okay, no worries, no worries. I'm glad. If everybody's having a good time, I'm having a good time. Let me pull up this and mute it. Okay. Ooh, boom. There should be a Discord link here. Copy link. Oh Jesus. Let's just copy the text, because if I copy the link it will keep at YouTube tracking. So if you want to go to Discord, you can share your code there. And I'll take a look at some of your codes if you want. There is the first one. Thanks Sunco Software. Thanks, always appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, by the way, we reached 800 subscribers yesterday, so that was a nice milestone as well. So if you're watching and haven't subscribed, go ahead and make that number go up. Let's see, part 1 is lines. They joined the lines and replaced the... okay. Removing all the special characters here. Split and select hash for label. I'll see you do it all in line here. This is just a one-liner showing off in part 1. Okay. p.s span. This is just casting it to a span, like the more optimal array. Wait, you have a Discord? Only knew about the Telegram. Yeah, like the Discord isn't much special, right? What I used to do is I have this channel of this list called Amazing Creators. So way back when, I was really into indie game dev, and I still am. And I got friends with Danny and Joe, well, friends. I was interacting a lot on the places where Danny and Jonas and people like that operate. So I was always keep looking out for cool stuff, because people kept asking me for recommendations for what to watch, etc. So I have like devlogs that I started, and was just, for me it was just like an easy format to share with other people. So if people ask me what should I watch, I like this and that. Go says, late today's AOC gonna start now. Okay, good luck, I just finished, so I hope I haven't spoiled anything for you. Feel free to share in the Discord when you're done. And thanks for the comment on YouTube, by the way. I saw it on the other video, so always nice to see comments on the videos. So yeah, what I did was I kept track of some of the other game devs that were interesting to watch. So yeah, you have DevDark, and I just did a small summary, like the name of the channel, what were they working on, what are they famous for, and this gave me a small, nice little copy paste. But this all grew like so big that in the end I just started telling people, well, I have a whole list on a Discord, and I only created the Discord just to track this. I was alone in my own server. Late to today's AOC goes out now from Captain Codalol. Yeah, coding memes. I have done this one on mine. Yeah, I only use my Discord for the advent of code stuff, to have lists of awesome people to follow like this, and I expanded that to more general non-coding stuff like amazing creators. So if you're looking for more stuff to watch on YouTube, there's lots of stuff here. I still need to add a bunch, but so yeah, that was cool. And then there was like a phase where Modern Warfare 2 came out, and I played with a regular set of people, and I just used an audio channel and a chat there just to make the matchmaking easier. And now for Advent of Code, I use it to tell people when I'm live and to share some of the code. So the Discord isn't much special. I really like the people that are there, because there are a bunch of people that have been there for years, and every time when Advent of Code comes around, they come back. Like Sunco Software has been there for years. And I really appreciate the people that stick by me and like what I do. So yeah, I might expand that Discord in the future, but I don't use it for a lot right now. So it's just a place to gather some things right now. But let's get back to the code. Get hash for label, and it's okay. The one thing I don't like, and everybody has to make that up for themselves, is I always try to not use magic numbers in code. So I would always hoist these to be a constant somewhere, just to give that a little more meaning. But in this case, it's very easy what it does. So yeah, it's fine. It's just a personal preference is I try to never have actual magic strings or numbers in my code. Just because it becomes easier to read. And I saw this before, by the way, this cc.sys and CLR. What do you use that for? Let's see. Well, Packer says, if there wasn't the 100 service limits, I would have joined. I'll stick to the TG. Yeah, no worries, man. And like here, I have like 8,000 notifications for Discord, and I only use a few. There's like one for a stupid game that I'm addicted to. And there's Captain Coder that I joined recently. That's fun. There's the Wax one that I don't go to much as often. Lots of stuff from the Wax space. And yeah. The C# one is pretty cool, by the way. If you're into like the high performance stuff, these guys try to squeeze out all the last bits of performance out of code and make it very, very fast. So there's a few people in Captain Coder's Twitch as well that try to do that. So if you're into that, it's a nice community to go as well. So what are these cc.sys and CLR here? I've seen it previously in code. And Marte says, yeah, magic numbers may be an issue, but in this small code, I'm lazy in the morning. Yeah, like I said, no offense, this is for a programming challenge and there's no expected reuse for these. I just always try to do. And those CC things are color bits to make the console input easier to read. Ah, okay. Have you thought about having like a small function that just says highlight and then combines these? I don't know. It adds a lot to the strings. There's like lots of noise added this way. But I think I would extract this to a small helper that just wraps these, so that you have box and then maybe just a called B or something for bold or whatever. Just very short, and then you can more clearly see what is put in here. But it's not that bad. Example, public constring vol. Yeah. Nice. Let's see. Print boxes is the debug function part 2. You use IEnumeral.range. Sure. So you initialize an array this way. I've started using this as well, like watching all the Python and functional programming people wrap all these iterators. There are upsides to sometimes not just writing a for loop, especially like I'm sure every coder has happened to this, where they've done a for I loop and somewhere else they do another for I loop and it messes up with them. Like using stuff like this prevents you from mixing up iterator numbers, etc. So yeah, it has its clear benefits. Let's see, there's a library to do just that, but I kind of like it this way because it can also control cursor position and visibility. Yeah, for sure. Let's see, it splits. Yeah, for me, the only issue with the split is that it doesn't preserve the value that it's split on, right? So how do you do the, let's see if it's, ah, okay, you just look at the length. That's smart. I didn't even think of that. Because my mind originally also wanted to do the split, but I wanted to also know the indicator, but there's no part after that, so we'll just remove it or have an empty one. So yeah, that's smart. Let's see, get hash for label. And does the as span actually improve a lot? Did I see the get hash for label? Where's that code? Am I missing it? Let me see. Where is that? Do you have an extension function there? Let me see. Get hash for label. Oh yeah, that was this part. Okay, I'm blind. Never mind. All those small things, not really. I just do it to get the habit. Okay. First for default, 1. Oh, the label is not null. Okay, if known is not null, blah blah blah. Index remove at index. Yes. Okay, and then the same structure here, right? It's a .NET built-in, the S panning. Yeah. Yep, it's fine, nice. Let's see, did somebody else post the code? I wonder if Smap did it already. Same as what you did, yeah. Let's see. Input.single, okay. So this would throw if it had an extra line there. But I think he already trims that before it gets here. Trimmed split as step.sum hash number, okay. Let's see what he does here. The same ionumeral.range thing. Let's set box number as hash number of that. Yes. Name contains insert. Okay. Ah, this the char there. Okay. So it just doesn't as a char, and then it looks up like yeah, it does a lookup. Okay. Hash number string. Yeah, same magic numbers. This is basically the same structure here. Int not found is -1. Number +1, index +1. Sure. Yeah. It's nice that he has a properly called focal length. That's I just called it lens ID, I think. If it's removed, then remove. And this does it try remove, I think. I should probably name this try remove, because if you call something remove and then you jump into the code and it can't do it, normally you would expect an error. So if it's like do it if possible, I would always name this try. Yeah, pretty clean otherwise. Nice. I think that wraps up today. I don't think any other code has been posted, right? Nope, that was it. So I'd just like to thank everybody for joining me on this stream today. It was nice to have all you people here. I'm doing this again tomorrow. Not sure what time, because in the weekends it's always difficult. I think I will stream in the morning, but I'm not so sure. So I will make an announcement tomorrow in time and schedule out the stream. On Sundays I will be in the afternoon, because I take the dog for training in the morning and I won't have time to stream then. So yeah, on Sunday it will be in the afternoon, tomorrow probably in the morning, but yeah, I'll always try to at least give 10 to 20 minutes heads up, and if I know earlier on, I'll drop it in the Discord. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and hope to see you again tomorrow.